I am here. I am back. This is post-spring break, post-wisdom teeth removal. For a couple days I was kind of talking weird, and sometimes I say things that's just like, still cannot talk right. So that's no longer a worry. I just have to get my stitches snipped out sometime next week. I have to make my own dentist appointment. Yay. So spring break. It was good. Saturday, the first Saturday, went hiking with my dad. Then I went skiing on Sunday with Kyle and Brittany and Haley and Emily King, if you guys know who that is. It's Zach Bratton's little sister. Then on Monday we got baby chicks, and then on Tuesday I hung out with Tiana. Oh, and also on Saturday I went to Mitchell's house and basically saw like Riley, Jeremy, Alex, that whole group. And then Tuesday saw Tiana, Profe, Hokit, YT briefly. Everyone was just kind of like leaving for school though. They're like, they just don't want to be at school because it's freaking like spring break, and it was like almost spring break for them, and they were just like, I don't, like, please, like, let us say goodbye to these last few days, like, okay. And so we didn't really stay there long, and then Wednesday got my teeth out, and basically all I remember, just kidding, I remember a lot more than I thought I was going to. They had trouble sticking the IV in, and I don't know, it's like, I can't really see it, but I'm bruising. It's not that bad, but it still bruises. They had trouble sticking it in, and it really hurt. That was like the worst part. That was like probably the worst pain of the entire experience, like post extraction also. Like, I'm not really in pain. So yeah, that happened, and then they were like, okay, we have it in, and he's like, so what have you been up to? And I was like, I just gave him a thing in my week, and I was like, yeah, I named my chicks Esper and Harriet and Aveline, and my doctor, who's also really hot, which is good, which makes me a little bit less anxiety filled when I go into the dentist. He was like, I knew a chicken named Harriet once, and that is all I remember for like the first hour of my experience. And then when they were getting my last tooth out, I feel like it was my last tooth. Like, I feel like they're just having trouble with this one, because this is the one, if there are any that are hurting, it's like this one right now, and they're like having trouble with it. And I like woke up and was like, yo, like, unconscious, like, please. And they're like, we don't have any more drugs to give you, but we'll figure something out. And then 2 seconds later I was like, out again. And then I remember waking up and asking to take my teeth, and they didn't let me take them because apparently it's a biohazard. I don't really know. And then they let me look at them, and I was like, whoa. It's like all 4 of them. And she slapped a Mickey Mouse Band-Aid on my IV, and I was like, got on my chair, and my mom's like, here, I'm gonna help you walk to the elevator. And I was like, I can't walk on my own. And definitely couldn't walk on my own. I got in the elevator and like stepped away from her, and I was like, okay, alrighty then. So then I went home. I remember I was not very funny. Like, I remember everything that I said. And the only even close to funny thing I said was, I feel like a jellyfish walrus, because the gauze had like strings that attached to them on the outside so that I wouldn't swallow my blood-soaked gauze. And my mom thought that was kind of funny, and I was like, apparently it was kind of anticlimactic, actually. So I spent the rest of the day, like, I was gonna watch the rest of Saving Mr. Banks, and I just couldn't focus. I was, like, on my phone, like, just not doing anything. Then I turned on Django, and, like, I don't know why I did. I just was like, Django seems like a good background noise to me being on Tumblr on my phone. I don't remember, like, I don't know. I just remember turning it on and, like, stopping it. I was like, I can't deal with any movies right now. Like, I just need to, like, sleep or something. And I took a pain pill. And, like, the thing about my pain pills is that they didn't make me loopy or anything. I just would, like, fall asleep when they kicked in, and, like, at least this was, like, the first day. I would, like, when I was falling asleep, I was, like, listening to music, and it felt like this one song lasted, like, half an hour. I was like, this is the longest song I've ever heard. And then I was like, oh, well, it is a 7-minute song, but I was like, no, it's been longer than 7 minutes, and it's still going. And I was like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. And then after that, Kyle drove us to Ridgeway to get ice cream, and then Thursday I watched the rest of Saving Mr. Banks while I could focus more. Friday I went to Chili's with Sam Knighton and Jose Guillermo. That's a weird story too. They basically, like, halfway through they were like, basically we fucked before, and I was like, did I need to know that? No. Just leave me in my bliss. And then Saturday I went skiing with Robin. Lost my ski on a slope because I had to take them off because I was stuck in a dip. Like, it's a tree trail, so there's, like, a dip, and I, like, went across to, like, so I got stuck. And then I took my skis off. Ski goes careening. Have to find it. Eventually I found it. So that was good. Then yesterday, I didn't really do anything yesterday, which was good. Like, I had a day to just, like, chill, and so I just listened to the Saving Mr. Banks soundtrack for an hour, 3 hours, just kidding. I also tried to dye my hair purple, like, a little bit. Didn't really work. It'll wash out eventually, but yeah, it's just kind of awkward right now. So that's also cool. I don't know, sometimes I just get these urges, and I'd rather get the urges to dye my hair than I would to, like, commit suicide or do meth. So, I mean, it could be worse. So anyway, that was my spring break. I have to go to a dumb rape class in about probably half an hour, maybe less. So that will be good. Oh, also, this is gonna be so long, I'm sorry. I haven't made a video in a while. So maybe, just kidding. I forgot over spring break, honestly, and I was, like, anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, this morning, I got this project done 2 minutes before it was due. I just got it in the folder as soon as I could, and it wasn't like a hard project. I just had to, like, email the files I had recorded on my phone to myself. Then I took the recordings from my email and then put them into a document on Final Cut Pro and, like, basically fucking threw it in the folder. I was like, audio to AIF, like, go. And none of this makes sense because you guys aren't film students. But that's how I feel when Robin talks about math, and I'm just like, math or physics, and I'm just like, don't know what you're saying. But basically I exported the file as the file that he wanted, as like an iTunes file almost, and I was like, just so you know, it's gonna be really loud because the volume tools also weren't working, so that's good. I have to figure that out eventually, why the volume tools just weren't working on my files. I was like, it's gonna be really loud, and he's like, okay, it's supposed to be mastered at -12, and I was like, I know, and just got me, I'm right. Just got it done 2 minutes ago, like, please, like, I'll probably, like, tell him next time, like, the reason why it's loud is because none of the tools work, so that's concerning. Anyway, I got it in, and he was like listening to the whole thing, and he was like, you have such a good, like, range of sounds you can choose from, and I was like, yeah, I know. He's like, do you have any comments? I was like, it's really long, I'm sorry, and he's like, no, it's good, because you got different versions of everything that you wanted to use, and I was like, yeah, and so he seemed pleased. That's all that matters, I guess. I'm pleased with myself for pulling myself together post-surgery and getting... I'm just so good at working under pressure, it's ridiculous. I wish I was like that when I had, like, all the essays to do, like, the AP essay, that I never actually took the AP test, but, like, you know what I'm saying, like, the 40-minute, like, you're gonna start now, and we're gonna give you this piece of writing you've never seen before, like, CSAP shit. Anyway, This is so long. I'm sorry. Goodbye. This was my week.